how is everyone doing today? I hope you are all well. Today we're gonna jump right in with the tutorial, building this adorable Hello Kitty house. So we're gonna start by making our foundation. There's gonna be an 11 by 7 rectangle on the ground, and once we have that in place, we're then gonna build up another 4 blocks to make the walls 5 in total. I would just like to say thank you so much for all the love on my last video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. All the comments and everything was so lovely to hear. And thank you so much if you responded to my community post asking about the voiceovers and stuff. That was some really great feedback. If you haven't already, please feel free to go vote on that poll. I need to know if you guys hate this, but also if you love it, that's also great. And I'd love to keep doing these voiceovers and everything again. Apologies if I sound super rough. I'm a little ill as I'm recording this. I feel like I sound kind of off and a little bit weird. If the cuts and stuff are weird, it's probably just because I'm coughing or whatever, and I'm cutting that out the video, so I'm so sorry about that. But like I said, today we're building this Hello Kitty house. I posted on my TikTok and it got so much love. I think we're almost like 1 million views on that, which is huge. Thank you so much if you watched that video, if you liked it, if you shared. I appreciate you guys. And so this was really highly requested to do a tutorial. To be honest, the base of this house, very similar to the one just done prior. We're making the walls out of wool and then we're texturing it with the white concrete powder. Do be a little careful with the concrete powder. You'll see I kind of messed up a bit later in the video, as the concrete powder is like a gravity block. I don't know if that's the right word for them. It's like gravel and sand. It falls down if it doesn't have a block underneath it. So you just have to be a little careful with your placement of it and stuff. And you'll see when I add in the windows and doors later, I had to replace some of the blocks just because they fell down like that. But yeah, thank you for all the love on that. If you do want to skip ahead just to sort of like the ears and the interior, that is different than the previous build. Totally get that. This is just a very similar structure. I think it's slightly bigger. I think the cherry blossom house we made was a little bit smaller than this. So this one is a tad bit bigger, but we only do the 1 floor of the interior as opposed to like in the attic loft as well. We're also going to add in our frame afterwards. I need to make sure I keep it with my builds and stuff. I just like chatting to you guys, to be honest. We're making it out of birch this time, just because I think it fits the Hello Kitty theme a little bit nicer. We do make use of the cherry blossom wood in this build a little bit later. You will see, so don't worry. The update is officially out now, which is awesome. Unfortunately, I had to film this before the update because the update literally came out like today or yesterday. I can't remember. I haven't had a chance to play it yet. I'm really excited. Kind of brings me on to my next point. I was wondering if you guys would ever like any kind of like let's play content, or just something a little bit different, a little bit more fun, lighthearted than tutorials. I just feel like these can get a little bit samey. I mean, I love filming them, I love making them for you guys, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it'd be nice to explore some other content. And I feel like with a new update and everything coming out, a sort of let's play series thing might be a good idea. I don't think it's ever going to be in hardcore. I know people love a good hardcore let's play. I'm not very good at playing Minecraft, to be honest. I like building, I like creative. I am definitely not the best in survival, and the amount of times I die is insane and ridiculous. So I don't think a hardcore let's play would last longer than like 2 episodes, and that would be a little bit embarrassing, to be honest. And I don't know if I want to do that to myself. But let me know what you think to that idea, or if you just have any general ideas of content you'd like to see. I just want to hear from you guys, to be honest. I'm not keeping up with my own tutorial. That's the point of this video. I'm so sorry. We're just adding in these columns. It's really similar to our last build, and adding in these windows, and like you can see, I've had to replace some of the blocks because I made the windows where I accidentally textured, but that's okay. We're then going to add in these extra details. This is where the cherry wood is coming into play a bit. I really love this wood so much. I feel like I'm going to incorporate into literally all of my builds now, to be honest with you all. I can't wait. I can't wait to even just have it my own survival world, whether we make it into a let's play or not. I just really want to explore the biome so much. We're also adding these lanterns and stuff as well, just to light up the build. That is super important, and we're doing that similar sort of Hobbit Hole-esque circular vibe to our house. I feel like it'd also be kind of cool to like build a house in survival. And I mean, it wouldn't necessarily be a tutorial, but you would see probably more of the building process than like you would see on, say, TikTok. So I feel like that could also be a big part of it. I feel like if I was going to do a survival let's play, it's definitely going to end up being like a cute one. Probably quite a building orientated one rather than just like progress, because that progress is kind of boring to me, to be fair. And like, I'm not a big farm person. I know people love making those like huge, massive farms, but I literally just could not. And a part of me is like, that ruins the fun. Because in my head, you should go out and get your resources. But I mean, I understand it. And honestly, it's however you want to play the game, let's be honest. And if you want to make those giant, massive farms, honestly, props to you, because like, I wouldn't even know where to begin. And like, play Minecraft how you want to play it. Like, don't let me or anyone else stop you from doing what you want to do in the game, honestly. But yeah, we're just adding all of this stuff around the outside, putting more of the stairs in. It's very similar all the way around, although I did include, as you just saw, some like plants as well. And we put a trapdoor in front of the grass block, just to give it like this kind of like planter effect. I don't know, I think it looks pretty decent. I kind of like it. It's just good little ways to like fill in to make it a little bit more interesting, a little bit more different. You can also put like little mini shelves as well, like window ledges, and put plant pots on top. That's always really good. My voice is absolutely going. I'm so sorry you have to listen to this. Honestly, it might not make it into the video if I listen back to this recording and it sounds absolutely dreadful because of my voice. I don't think I'm going to be able to talk for the next couple of days after doing this. Talking for 20 minutes straight is not always an easy feat, and especially not when your voice and your throat is really sore. I just really wanted to get this video out for you guys. You loved it so much on TikTok. Honestly, it was such a fun build to make, and I hadn't posted anything on TikTok in a while. I was not expecting it to do as well as it did, but like, it kind of popped off a little bit, I won't lie. And that's entirely thanks to you guys, so thank you so much for that. It definitely got me back into the swing of things and just made me really excited about TikTok again. I love making builds, and I love making builds that other people love as well. Like, I love sharing that with you guys. It's really awesome and amazing. And you guys always say the sweetest things. I read like literally all of the comments, and I try and respond to as many as I can. You guys are also lovely. You really, really are. I swear, you are the reason I do content. It just makes me so happy. You guys are truly the best. I've been trying to be a lot more active recently. I haven't posted many shorts. The plan was to post more shorts here on YouTube. Unfortunately, I haven't. We'll get around to it, I swear. I just need to be more organized. Organization is not my strong suit. As you can tell by me falling behind on my own build again, we are adding in the roof now. This is also where the main bit of the cherry wood comes into play. I haven't used like loads and loads in this build. So like, if you're struggling to get some, you could definitely like swap it out for something else. I think it would still look cute. Honestly, I just wanted more of an excuse to use the new cherry blossom wood and everything, because I just love it so much. Honestly, it's definitely become my new favorite wood. I don't know how I'd rank the woods now, because I like spruce, and spruce is great, but like spruce, I just don't feel would go with this. It's kind of making me love birch more, purely because I think birch goes the best with it. And I never thought I'd say that. I really would never. I'm still not a fan of acacia. I'm sorry. Not to offend all the acacia lovers. I know like people who like acacia, they strongly like acacia, and I think that's fair because they probably have to defend their reasoning for liking it, because it's probably the least popular wood. But it'll never be my favorite. I'm sorry. Spruce was definitely the best before this, but I think pink wood is gonna top it all. We are moving on to our roof now, and we are filling it in with the same blocks as the walls. I wouldn't normally do this, to be honest. When I'm building a build, I tend to use like, not necessarily 4 different blocks, but like 4 different bases. So like, I'll use 1 or 2 blocks for the walls. I'll use a different like log form for the frame. a slightly different like wood or something with a stair variant for the trim of the roof, and then a different block or 2 blocks for the actual roof. But I just felt like for this Hello Kitty build, it kind of made the most sense. She is a character, is pretty much all the same color and stuff. You'll see we add in some details to the roof. I also think that helps a little bit because it sort of detracts from it all just being one flat color and super boring. So I feel like it makes it a little bit better. You'll see, this is the part you probably want to pay attention the most to, and I'll try and actually talk about as I do it, because this is the ears. It's honestly not that complicated, pretty simple, but I feel like it looks super effective, and you could definitely apply this like just a roof style to anything else, and like with the ears and everything. We're adding in this texture, by the way, and you'll see because I'm using the white concrete powder again, you've got to place blocks underneath the concrete powder, otherwise it will fall down and that will not be ideal. It does look a little bit ugly on the inside. One way you could get around this is you could use string. So if you wanted to make better use of like the attic loft area, if you put string underneath where I'm putting the like extra white blocks, it won't show up as much and it'll just look like a little bit neater on the inside. But considering I wasn't gonna be doing it for this build, I just thought it'd be easier to use full blocks. It's also a little bit more accessible. Strings, I mean, it's not hard to get, especially if you have a spider frame. I feel like wool's just easier, but you could like just use dirt if you're not gonna see it. Like no one's gonna know. It's okay. You'll be able to get away with it. But yes, once we have the roof all down, you'll see we start on the ears. I've done this before on like a lot of different builds and a lot of different animal ears as well. It's such a cute thing to do to your houses, I won't lie. If you follow me on TikTok and have for a while, you'll have seen I did that series a little while back, and I did all sorts of animals, a lot of them in Minecraft. People really loved the panda one I did actually, which was super cute. They were all a bit bigger of builds. They were what I always called like manors. People used to have a go at me in the comments for that because they're like, that's not what a manor is. And I was like, it's just what I call the build to distinguish it from everything else. It's just what I call the series. I haven't done one of those in a while though. I've stuck to these like smaller, littler builds recently, but like you could easily add like another floor, another story to this build if you want that extra space. You definitely could. Although I think I actually did a half decent job on the interior this time around. Not that my interiors are always that awful, but I feel like they always tend to be a little bit basic. I don't know, like I've never had that focus on the interiors of builds. I feel like it's hard to do interiors in Minecraft, to be honest. Just like the space restrictions and everything. I need to shut up. We're moving on to the ears. This is the part which is like the main part, I guess. I just built these ears going 2 up, as you can see, then across them 1 up, then across them 1 up again, and then just back down, copying it the other side. I've had people suggest you make these into like rooms and stuff, which I actually kind of love, and I feel like you could definitely do that. We're also adding Hello Kitty's cute little yellow nose, and we added in these whiskers. Everyone who was on my Twitch stream when I built this build, thank you so much, because I was so lost when I was first trying to do this, and we all came up with this as a collective. So this is a little shout out to my Twitch followers and subs and everyone. You guys are great, you guys are amazing, and you all helped me figure out how to make this build super adorable and super cute, so thank you so much. We're also filling in the ears with glass. I kind of like this because it's not a full block, and I don't know, something about the transparency of it, I just think it looks pretty nice. And just, it does kind of look like a window, which is why I think it could work as like an extension bit of the roof. I haven't actually tried that yet, but it definitely could work. And then we're adding in Hello Kitty's little bow. I used pink wool for this and a pink terracotta block in the middle. That's not necessarily accurate, I guess, but I just felt like it just added a little bit of differentiation. That's the word I'm looking for. We're also adding in just some of the cherry blossom leaves and some of the spore blossoms. I can't wait to put this in an actual cherry blossom forest, because the spore blossom particles, they're cute, but the leaves are gonna drip like cute little pink particles, and I cannot wait for that. I think it's gonna be so adorable. But then filling in the sides of my roof, I'm so sorry, my voice is on its last legs as I'm recording this. It really is not great, but we're gonna get this video out in time. I'm promising myself, and I promised so many of you guys that I was gonna get this video out for this Friday. So it's gotta get out this Friday, and I have to record this now. I'm gonna have to cut out all my awful coughing and stuff as well. I'm so sorry. But yeah, just add in like these cherry blossoms and stuff around the place. I sort of do this in like, I don't know how to describe it. Kind of like lines but not lines. It's how I would imagine like ivy. You know how ivy grows on buildings? That's sort of the vibe I want to emulate. It kind of like stems off and then like things like hanging down and like dripping down a little bit. I think it looks kind of nice. You can add as much or as little leaves and stuff as you like. Hopefully I will add in an actual block list at the start of this video. Hopefully I've already done that. I'm recording this voiceover pre-me editing everything together, but hopefully I've done that. It won't be an exact list because obviously depending on how you texture and things like that, you'll texture it slightly differently. You might need a couple more blocks, a couple less. I will just take it from the exact blocks I've used because there's a mod called Litematica and it'll tell you all the blocks in the build. And so I'll take it from that. But if you're like slightly short on one and have more of the other, especially for like the walls, don't stress. You'll just have to texture it slightly differently. So it won't be perfect because I imagine you'll texture it in a slightly different way to me, which is totally fine, and like that's what makes your builds unique and everything. And the same with the leaves. Like if you have less leaves, just don't use as many. If you have more, you can put them all over the place. Okay, on to our interior. We are going to be doing a birch ceiling for this one. That's not a roof. I almost called it a roof again. You can see though, it does look super messy on the inside. I did have a thought after building this. Probably should light up the top half with just torches or something, even if you aren't gonna put anything up there. It'll just stop mobs and stuff spawning and getting in the way of everything, which would be great. Adding in some lanterns and stuff for lighting. You'll see we actually make this into 2 rooms in a minute. But first, we're gonna add in the flooring and stuff. I really was hoping to make a comeback to streaming this week. Actually, the day I post this, I was hoping to be back streaming on Twitch. Unfortunately, in this state of me golfing and stuff right now is not great, so I will hopefully have an update for you guys when I'll be back live streaming. I was so hopeful it was going to be sooner than this, but just one thing has gone wrong after another. My PC started breaking, which was not good. I got a cold. It was just one thing after the other, and it's just been stopping me from doing it. We're making this super cute floor with the cherry wood and the logs, the stripped logs. I chose this checkerboard floor. I don't really know why. I just thought it was a little bit different. It was a bit something else. I was being super careful with my placement because the orientation changes. I think I put them all in the same orientation. I'm honestly not 100% sure, but from what it looks like, I think we're okay. And then we're adding in this little divider wall. I didn't fully like close it up because I wanted it to have like that high ceiling kind of feel, but I thought it worked. And then we're adding this mini kitchen. I actually really like this kitchen. You'll see what I've done with it. We're adding in some of the cherry blossoms and stuff as well, and then one of those, I don't know what they're actually called, like the extractor fan thing. I mean, it doesn't work, but you know what I'm going for. And then I use these invis item frames. I'll put the command either on the screen right now or in the description. And then I used a cherry blossom stair and rotated it so it looks like a little heart, but also like a drawer handle. I just like how it kind of looks like both at the same time. I just think it's super cute. I've used that trick before. You can get a mod actually that'll make it so it's craftable in survival. If not, you can just use a regular item frame. It just won't look quite as nice, but like it'll still look pretty good, to be honest with you. Then on to the bedroom finally. I'm really losing my voice at this point, I'm so sorry. We're just doing this white bed with the cherry blossoms. We're also doing this hanging pot feature, which I've been made aware before. I don't know if you can do this in Bedrock. In Java, you can just place plant plots and they can be floating, and that's fine. Might not work in Bedrock, in which case I'm so sorry. Might have to miss that bit out. Apologies for that though. We're just adding in a little dresser. Also just some like of the sea cucumbers and some candles. I just think it's nice things to add. Just sort of fills the room a little bit. And we added in this banner which I dyed to look like a mirror. I'll try and put a descriptor of how I did that in the comments. Honestly, if you Google it, it'll probably be there. It's super simple. It's just like 2 blue dyes, the gradient, the line, and then a border of your choice. And then finally, we're going to work on the environment of our build, adding in a path again. You guys know how much I talked about last time, how the environment makes such a huge difference. We're just doing a pretty similar thing this time around as well. Just with the coaster and the paths this time. So super easy to get hold of. And I mean, like I said, you can just use like stone or something else if you really wanted to. I wouldn't skip this out. Ideally do something, even if you don't have the coaster with the paths or something. I just think it makes a huge difference. Even if you don't do the dirt, I think more so adding all the grass and the flowers and stuff probably makes the biggest difference, if anything. Or even just growing some trees around your build as well will help if you've got like a really plain empty section. Also, of course, if you have like other builds and stuff in your world, it'll go quite nicely and like just tie in, and especially if you have paths that link them together. I just think it looks so cute. I'm just speeding up as I'm placing all of this grass and stuff because honestly it was just in a very random way there, and you can change how many of each flowers and plants. I used some tulips and the lilacs for this build, as well as adding in those little cherry blossom bushes around the place again, just because I think it looks kind of nice. But yeah, so I've just sped this up because it's not that important, to be honest. I mean, it's important, but how you do it specifically is not that important, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, apologies if this audio is all over the place. I honestly don't feel like re-recording any of this, so we're just going with the first take and hoping it sounds good enough. I am so sorry, I just cannot make my voice do this much talking. But I'm gonna finish off with some buttons and stuff. And then we are done. It is so cute. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy the builds. Please let me know your thoughts and feedback and everything in the comments below. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you in the next video.